Hey guys, welcome to W Life. Today I want to talk about this wine fridge and the cabinet that it sits inside of and why it is important, especially when you're doing a new home, custom development, or even a remodel. So here we have a wine fridge from Sub-Zero. It's 18 inches wide. It holds 56 bottles of wine. It's a nice wine fridge. It actually comes with this nice LED screen so you can see your temperatures readily available to you through the glass. It comes with these very nice trays that pull out and hold 3 bottles of wine per tray. And I think what a really cool feature is, it has these nice little bitty identity cards, metal cards more or less, nameplates that have various names of types of wine and champagne that are common that you can use to categorize your collection, which I think is really, really neat. Okay guys, now we'd like to talk about the cabinet itself and why it's really important. You want to make sure when you're talking to your contractor and the cabinet maker that you give him the dimensions of the appliances that you purchased. Yes, you want to buy the appliances before you have your cabinets made. Because if you want to make sure there's no gaps between the appliances, sometimes you go to an apartment complex and you'll see a gap between a range or any other appliance. That's because they use generic dimensions. You want these tight and flush and to look good as possible. So you want to make sure when you purchase your appliances, you give them to the cabinet maker and he understands that he has all dimensions to make as flush as possible. But remember, this happens quite often. Sometimes he'll have the exact measurements and then they will run the saws in the shop to cut the paneling and the saw will vibrate or move or be dull and it'll move the paneling off so you can get off 1/4 of an inch. I've even seen 1/2 an inch, which is a big problem. So now I'd like to show you this wine fridge here and the paneling. So as you can see here, the paneling inside is nice and flush. This wine fridge is actually drilled into the paneling on both sides and on the top. It also has stoppers on the bottom that have a screw gun. You go in and screw them down or up to level, actually inside the cabinet itself. This was professionally installed. I would recommend doing it yourself just because a lot of the higher end appliances are a little more complicated to install than they look. It can be done. But as you can see, like I said, this is nice and flush. The door closes well. You can see the door panel itself, but you cannot see any of the interior of the wine fridge. And if you're looking head on here, you see it looks like a little bit of a gap, but there is not one. That's actually the base of the wine fridge itself. Fits in, and the door is a little smaller than the wine fridge. It is actually as flush as possible on all sides. So if you found today's video helpful, please hit that subscribe button. It's my logo, it's right here. I'm a one-man show. I've been a developer for over a decade and I wanted to give my knowledge to YouTube. So if you like what you see, please comment or hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it. Thanks.